Hello and welcome back to the 10th Pint Podcast. We're here with me, Lucas Normal, and Beefham.
You alright, lad?
And today we have very special guest, professional footballer, Scully.
Thanks for asking me on, fellas. You okay?
Yeah, we're great, thanks. So we'll get started off at the start. Like, do you remember why are you into footy and how did you get into footy in the first place?
I don't think I had a choice, really. Started at the age of 5. I couldn't say no at that point. My family had taken me in. I remember just always kicking things. Hoover. Yeah. My mum always said she bought me a Hoover for Christmas and I started kicking it and stuff like that. I was always just wanting to kick things. And I just started there, really. It was... My family are like football orientated, so it was that was probably a big effect. So I got into it through that, and then started at the age of 5, and then obviously got picked up, and then it just shot off from there.
What age did you get picked up?
5. So I started at 5. It was like 5, 6, and I remember it was mad. And my granddad was on the side watching. I was playing for Barlows at the time. It's like a local team. Yeah, mad. And I remember the scout come over to me granddad or something like that, and it's so weird because I can remember my first ever session at Liverpool when I was 5 and 6. It's the first memory I've ever got, and we were playing a catch. It was like a trialist game, but it's like loads of kids running everywhere. Like, I don't know how they pick a player out from that. It was like 100 kids on like a soccer camp, and I remember you just picked like 20 of us, and then we were there. We kept going for a few weeks and that, and then I just blew up. Then it just turned into like a full-time thing at the age of 7.
Like, so straight away, could you tell you were better than everyone else at that age?
Playing for Barlows, in a way, yeah, I was literally scoring every week from defence. I was at the back with a lad called Paul Roberts. His dad was the manager, Jay, and I was scoring every week. And then as soon as the Liverpool scout come along, I thought, all right, maybe I'm better. And then you got into that Liverpool camp, and then you're seeing like players who are on your level, so you're not the best anymore. Yeah. It's mad. It's like going from little school to big school. Like, the jump's mad.
Is it hard to step up?
Yeah, but like, you, in a way, like, I deserve that step up, do you know what I mean? So I can't be thinking, oh, these are all better than me, because I'm here for a reason, do you know what I mean? And then I remember I met like 4 lads along the way: Adam Lewis, Anthony Glenn and Liam Collins. And at the time when the scouts, he formed like a team, Country Park, Crocky Park as well. And the year above, his name was Ian Barrigan. He's just left Liverpool now. And the year above was Trent Arnold, Chrissy Owens, a few of them. So it was like all the good scousers playing for this Country Park. It was mad. Yeah. And the 4 of us in my age went and played with the older lot. So like Trent, all them. And they're all still playing footy now. And it's mad because we literally grew up from 6 to whatever age I left Liverpool.
So you were playing with Trent at that age. What was he like then?
He was just like me. Like, no one's massively better than anyone at that age, I don't think, from what I can remember. Everyone asked me about Trent. I knew he'd do what he's done on under 15s. He was under 16. We had a session, and every time he got the ball, he literally just put it in the top corner. He just shot. Yeah. And it was mad.
Is it true he's an Everton fan?
I have got proof. And so, the age of... Because me and him were like best mates growing up. Yeah. So, like, my mum was mates with his mum. And Everton were playing Man United at Wembley. And we took him down. So, he come on the minibus with my family. He had a Marouane Fellaini wig on and Everton top, and I've got a picture on my phone. I'm not going to get it out. I think I've seen it. It floated about Twitter, and I thought, how has that got out? Because it's only my family who's got the picture. Yeah. And he denies it now. And my nan, she sees him in the Echo saying how he's been a Red all his life, and she rips the paper up. She hates him. She does, honestly, she does. But Trent's one who I come right through with, and obviously he's just gone on to be unbelievable.
Can you remember what your first pair of footy boots were?
Yeah, them Adidas ones where you put the tongue over the back.
Oh, they were sick, them ones.
Mad, yeah. Do you know what? They come back now. Like, they're like a thing now. They're like 400 quid because they're like limited edition. I'd love them back, but I wear New Balance boots now.
Talking of boots, like, when did you first start getting sponsorships and stuff? Is it young?
Depends how good you are. I remember some of the lads were getting it under 12s. Under 12s.
That's crazy, like, you know.
Because they paid to do it.
Or just not paid, just free boots, and then you get paid at like 16, I think. Yeah. But like, there's so many. Like, my agent just gets me boots. I don't get paid for that. I just get free boots. But I remember the first ever time someone got sponsored. In fact, we had, because I went to Rainhill, the Liverpool Academy School, and we come in, and there was this lad in the changing room on his own when we did day release. So we come in at like 12:30, and I was one of the first in. I was like, "You're okay, mate? Like, I'm Tom. Nice to meet you." He was Irish, Glenn Macaulay, and he had Nike everything at like under 12s.
Yeah.
And I didn't ask him, and I seen him in training. I thought he's good, like he's really good. Come in, and as you said, like, what's the situation? You're on trial. He was like, yeah, I've got to deal with Nike. I went, what? You've got to deal with Nike? He had everything, and he was unbelievable. And I don't even think he plays. They're sponsoring people at that age who you don't even know they're going to make it. Do you know what I mean? But
is that like just to get them early, just in case someone else does?
It is, yeah. It's like agents and everything, innit? Like, it's a bit of a bet in a way. Like, if you sponsor them, then they can either go on to be amazing, like what Trent's done, or they can just fade off into never playing again. It's mad.
That is mad, you know.
It's crazy, that, like, isn't it?
But, so do you remember your first game for Liverpool? Because that was who you picked up by, wasn't it?
I do, and there's 2 games early on that stick out massively. One of them, it was like under 10s, and it was Man United away, and even under 6s to under 15s to 18s to 23s, first team, playing Man United, it was always massive, like massive, especially Liverpool via Man United and Everton via United, and it was like massive. Everyone's family would turn up, and it was 3-3, right? Yeah. Last minute we get a corner. I've ran into the box, and I'm not one of the biggest there, and my granddad's on the side, get in the box. So I've ran in, I've scored an header last minute. I've went mad, right? Ran to the corner, everyone's jumped on me, and I'm like on top of the world. This is a true story. I went in after the game, the manager fumed at me for celebrating.
Why?
You tell me. So I was made up, right? Thought I've just scored a winner against Man United. And
so you scored the winner. It was 4-3.
Yeah, 4-3. And everyone just parlayed on me. Like, there was nothing I could do about it. Like, I would have celebrated anyway.
How old was you again? Under 10s, that was. And he's saying not to celebrate.
I know, yeah. Well, the coach at that time was a head teacher as well. So we get in the car, mate, and I wasn't right. I was a bit gutted because under 10s, you're just being told off by the coach. You're thinking, oh, fuck's sake. Yeah. So me and family like, what's up? I was like, he's just bollocked me for celebrating. And my granddad turned around and went, what? So my granddad went in and seen him the next week. I don't know what's gone on. I don't know what he said, but he said something. But yeah, that was my first ever memory. And it was just like such an anticlimax of, I've just done something amazing there.
Yeah.
And
what lesson was he trying to teach you there?
I still don't know. Maybe.
Did you like that when other people celebrate? What about in other games when you've scored? Was he like that?
No, that's the only thing I can remember because it was such a big thing. And
did you not think, let's say, like you were a kid on the side, did you not think to ask
10.
him? But yeah.
I was too scared. I was scared of him. He was a head teacher, so it was like, we all knew he was like, no one had, and Steven Gerrard's assistant coach now at Aston Villa, Tommy Culshaw, was like one of my best coaches at Liverpool. He was just boss, scouser. He was the assistant at the time, and you could always like have a chat with him, and he'd just give me a hug after the game and said, well in, I made up, you celebrated. Do you know what I mean? So it's just like different people react to different things. But
so moving on, where did you move next from Liverpool?
To Everton. Went and signed a scholarship there, and that was like, leaving Liverpool broke my heart. Like, and I'm Evertonian as well.
Yeah. Was that not a conflict of interest in a way?
Yeah, so for the 9 years I was at Liverpool, Everton tried to get me like 2-3 times, and it was mad because Liverpool was just home, but I'd go to the Everton games every week. It was so weird. Yeah. I just wanted, that's all. I didn't want to play for Everton. And then it got to a point where 16 you get told about your scholarship, and it got to 15, and me, my dad and me mum, my granddad, we all had a little talk and that, and thought it'd be best if we move on now, early, before decisions are made. Let's see if Liverpool will let me do that. They did. Went to Everton, and then they signed me under 15s, and then did a year there, and then they offered me a scholarship. But like, best day of my life.
Did you always think you'd end up at Everton, just being an Everton fan?
Yeah, I always knew I'd end up playing for them in a way.
Yeah.
And my nan always wanted me to. She couldn't even come watch the Liverpool game sometimes. She was so bitter. Her and my granddad, no, she was. And my granddad always say, if Tom was playing for Liverpool, would you want to win Everton or Liverpool? And she'd go Everton.
She sounds sad, to be fair.
Yeah, no, she's boss. And I still go to the Everton game with her now. But when that happened, when I left, I didn't speak to no one for a week. I was literally finished. I thought, I've left Liverpool now, everything's over, done. And then about 6 months down the line, I was living my best life at Everton.
Yeah.
So it was the scariest thing in the world because I knew them all from playing against them for years. Like, I've gone from arguing with them on the pitch to walking in the changing room going, he's all right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in the team now. Do you know what I mean?
Who's the best player you played at, like, for Liverpool?
Played with, sorry, yeah. Trent. Hands down, yeah. Like, he was a joke. But he was always good. And then, as I said before, under 15s, he just... I've never seen nothing like it.
Why do you think that is? Why at that age?
I don't know. He got bigger, stronger, faster, more powerful. But technically, you can see it now in the Prem. Like, technically, he's a wizard. Like, you've never seen nothing like it. But it's mad because we literally start like that with him. And to see him do that, like, it's just... I was so happy for him. Do you know what I mean? Because I've got other mates who... I think under 6, 7, 8, you see people drop out every year. And, like, I only left Liverpool knowing I was going to Everton. I didn't stop playing footy, and that broke me. And there's lads who, like, don't get contracts anywhere after that. So I can't even imagine what that is like. But Trent set up a thing, actually. I seen on Instagram. For, like, people who get released.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah, he set that up, and it's obviously unbelievable of him. But he's the same as me. He's seen his best mates drop out of the game. It's horrible. Yeah. But it's footy, innit? What a nice game.
Does seem very cutthroat, like.
It is, it's horrible. Even changing rooms, even if you're there, like, even if you don't get released, you go in and you're with them you see them more than your family.
Yeah.
Like, you do. And if you don't get on with them, you're goosed in a way because you were literally with them. You're either in a car school with them, on the train into footy with them, in the changing room with them, playing with them. Like,
is there cliques in, like, a changing room? You hear about that, like, don't you? But,
yeah.
Like, yeah.
Like, you wouldn't believe. People argue. It's mad to change room because you can get best mates. Obviously, me and Elliot were best mates at Everton. I've got a few best mates now at Aki. And then there's people you hate.
Yeah.
And I've had a few of them. It's the ones I don't get along with are the ones who think they've made it.
Yeah.
And I've played in League One. I haven't made it. I don't think I've made it. I've played 10 games, you know what I mean? And people at under 16, 18 think they've made it. I just didn't get on with them type of people. But they're all different, aren't they?
Yeah. Where would you say, like, you know, going from Liverpool to Everton, was, like, the coaching better at Everton or Liverpool, would you say?
I think I'd have to say... I wouldn't say Everton's bad, but I'd probably have to say Liverpool because I was there for longer, 9 years, and they made me into what I am. Everton were getting me at a good time to, like, help me physically and develop that way. So, but there was a coach at Liverpool. He's still the best I've ever worked under, Pep Linders. He come in at under 15 level. He's Klopp's assistant now. Yeah, like, he's that good. And I remember he come in and he done a session on slide tackling and overhead kicks. I'd never seen it. No one's ever seen a session on that. Yeah. Like, he just worked on... You come into training and the poster was on the door when we did day release of what you were doing, what time, who was doing it. It was immaculate, the sessions. Everything about him was unbelievable. And that's why he's...
Are the foreign coaches a lot?
Way better.
Would you say they're better than the English ones?
I don't know what it is about them. I don't know, because the ones I've met are, like, unbelievable, and he was one of them. I tell everyone he's the best coach I've ever played for.
Do you reckon he'll go on to manage, like, a club like Liverpool?
I think he left and come back. I'm not too sure what happened with him. But some people like that are better coaches than managers, in a way. You wouldn't think so, but they are. Like, that's why assistants usually take training sessions, because they're better coaches. Managers are like, they can manage things better. People, do you know what I mean? So I think the job he's got now is suited to him, and that's like most coaches, 'cause there is a massive difference between a coach and a manager.
Apparently, like in Germany a lot, it's like sort of the coaches start at under 15s and work the way up with that sort of squad of players, like the German national team and that. I think that's what they've tried doing with Southgate now, innit?
Well, he's done it with the England team, and he's just worked his way through the age.
Do you reckon he's a good manager, though? Manager?
Do you know what? We get grilled for this because everyone goes, Scout's not English. Do you know what I mean? But I actually don't mind England. But I feel like it's only Liverpool fans who don't like England. But when Henderson's playing, they're all made up for England. Do you know what I mean? I don't get it. But obviously, maybe because of Trent. Trent doesn't play, does he?
both sides of it, like.
I can.
You know what I mean?
Do you know what? I'm not massive on it, but like I want them to do well. Cause like
I don't think it's the players, is it? I don't think it's like.
It's not.
I
don't know. It's just
more right.
It's outside of football, I think, innit?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to the Euros with Boss. I thought in the summer, and obviously we've got the World Cup.
The World Cup in winter, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it, but it doesn't really affect me in League One because obviously you don't get that much of a break. Do you know what I mean? Like the Premier League are off for like. There's like
League One playing through that, are they?
I think so. Yeah, there's like a 2-week break, but the Premier League have got however long they've got. There's like 4 games in 2 months, isn't there? In November, December.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really affect us, but yeah.
So going back to like your time with Everton, when did you start? Well, did you play with the first team in training and stuff like that start?
Not at Everton, no. There was games with the 23s and some of the first team are playing them. Humanias. Do you remember him?
Yeah.
Enna Valencia. Remember him?
as well, yeah.
Oviedo. So when they were training with the 23s and I was training with the 23s, we'd do stuff like that, but at Everton, no. And then obviously Norwich, that was a bit different because I was 23s, then I was only 18 to Everton, but even then types of people come to train, like it's just boss. Because I was
a level above the 23s.
It's the level above.
Well, do you know what's mad? I always used to think it was just a physical thing because like they wouldn't terrorise us in training. They were just massive.
Yeah.
Like wide, tall. You know what I mean? They wasn't like miles better ability wise. I didn't think anyway. But I'm trying to think of one of the older pros who have played it who was like unbelievable.
What year would this have been? What round?
I would have been 17, 18. So 2017, 2018.
Yeah.
And that was when Ronald Koeman kicked like Niasse out the team. And he was literally with the 23s all season. Yeah, didn't even get a look.
Did you hear about that in the changing room?
I think it was true because he was in the 23s changing room, yeah. There was a 23 changing room, I remember this. There was 2 because there was that many players. There was like the whole 23 team and like 7 or 8 under 23s. Like the ones who don't really, and he was in that one. Like he even got like bailed off the 23. It was mad. But he probably didn't care getting 60 grand a week, did he? You know what I mean?
It's mad the fact Everton spent 13 million on him, isn't it?
Yeah, and what did we get back for him?
Nothing.
2 goals against Bournemouth.
That's mad, isn't it? And he's in League One now with Burton Albion.
Yeah. Mad.
It is mad, but it's footy. It just works in weird ways.
Was he worse than everyone else though? No. Because he seems awful. Like when he's on the
I
pitch.
remember him playing, I think it was a game at Arsenal and it was just at Goodison and he played and everyone was like, what? Like, but I've seen worse play, do you know what I mean? He wasn't as bad as how he got treated, I didn't think. Do you know what I mean? But it's an opinion-based game, innit? So
yeah.
Remember when he scored with his
yeah, do you remember that?
Dong,
yeah, he did, yeah. Mad player.
Dong. Yeah, what?
Have you seen his haircut now? He's got like braids coming back here, sticking up, yeah. He has a Burton. Yeah. He's a mad guy.
So moving on from, obviously you're a scholar for 2 years.
Yep. 2 years.
And then what happens then is that at 18, then the next stage happens in your career?
Yeah, so it's a scholarship, then a pro. So then you get called in for a pro. And I was so lucky at the time because before the end of the season, it was about 3 months we found out if we're getting one. And the whole team like got pulled into a meeting. And I was like one of the first ones in. He said, we're not going to offer you one. And obviously you can imagine what that's like. It's horrible. Like it actually is horrible. And but you were still playing for Everton for like until the end of the season if you wanted, or you can go on trials or whatever. And then it was mad. Like it was just one by one. So you'd see the other person back in the changing room and they're all sitting there like heads in their hands and stuff. And it was just like a horrible, horrible day. And at that age, most players have agents. So like the one I had, he got me to Norwich on a trial like that. And most of the lads took them like next pre-season to get a trial. Obviously I did dead well in the trial at Norwich and they signed me straight away. So I was signing for Norwich but carried on playing for Everton for 3 months with all the lads and stuff. Some of them were going on trials, and about 8 of us got let go from that team. Probably more, and 2 are still playing. Like, it's just mad.
What level are they playing on?
Steve McKenna's flying. He's a QPR. He's just been on loan to Torquay.
Yeah.
And then you've got, I was going to say Manassi then, but he got a contract as well, didn't he? So I think it is just me and Steve, I think. Yeah, which is...
What are the... You're still in contact with the rest of them lads there?
Yeah, we're all best mates still.
Yeah. Have you all... Did you play in footy still, or...?
No. Trying to think. One's a PT. My mate Corky, he works from home. I'm trying to think what they all do. It's just mad because they've all went from full-time footy, being my best mates, to... I see Corky was my best mate out of the ones who got let go. I see him once every year now.
Yeah.
And we went from best mates to... And he's not even playing footy. It's not nice.
Do you reckon they've just stopped and just give up type thing?
Well, this is the thing. Some people went on loads of trials, didn't get nothing. Mustn't have just done well in the trials. And some lads just thought, I'm just calling it a day, which I find mad, but we're all different. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If I was trialing everywhere and kept getting told no, you probably would want to just pack it in.
Yeah.
And I don't blame them for that. And that's what some of them done. But I was the first place I went to, Norwich. They signed me straight away, so I was made up. And then after that, we come back to Everton for 3 months, and it was mad because we went on tour to I think it was Germany, and I was going, that Steve Duke McKenna was going, so all of us were going with the younger lads. Obviously Elliot went, and I played like the best I've ever done. I got in played at the tournament, like I was in the team in the tournament.
Yeah.
And my agent was like, keep doing what you're doing. Everton might turn around and say, like, do you want to give you the contract?
Did you want that? Even though you were being offered that
100%. And that I just felt like I played better when the pressure was gone off me, because I knew I wasn't getting a contract. So I thought, it's fine now, like everything's all right, don't worry about it. And I was just flying, and come back, and because my agent didn't want me to go, he was like, you've got something at Norwich, don't go, you'll get injured. I didn't get injured, I obviously did that well. And so flying, and then obviously Everton didn't offer that. So I didn't have it in my head that they would. I just wanted it to happen, but I knew it wouldn't. And then off to Norwich then.
So were you expecting at Everton, like, did you go into Everton thinking like they're not going to offer me a pro year, or did you think they will give you one?
Where, at what point?
Before you left to join Norwich?
No, you can kind of
have like a feeling.
Yeah, you can. And in footy, if you're getting picked for the game, the under-18 manager doesn't make the decisions, I don't think. It's from higher. The 23 manager, the first team, if you like one of the players.
How do they know you, though? Because they haven't been watching you all the time, surely.
Well, when I was there, Unzi was obviously the 23 manager. I must have played over 30 games in the 18s. I think I've seen him watch 4.
Yeah.
So what? There's nothing I can do about that, is there? Do you know what I mean? But it's not I'm not bitter over it. It is what it is.
He doesn't seem like a very well liked fella, Unsworth.
Well, my mate Elliot doesn't really like him. I've heard in your last podcast, but I didn't speak to him that much. I did, but no, I didn't get on with him really.
Yeah,
but he's left now, hasn't he? He's left.
Yeah,
I'm sure everyone's made up over that. It doesn't bother me. Like, I didn't speak to him at all, really.
Yeah.
So, do you know when you went to Norwich, did you have to move down there and that then?
Yeah, scariest time ever.
Miles away that as well, isn't it? Horrible. The train, I was always thinking, I'll get the train. The train was like a non-stop 5-hour journey, didn't stop. And then driving down was even worse because you just fully concentrated. It was horrible. But then the first time I went down there, my mum and dad took me because I had to settle into my new apartment. And I actually got lucky when I was on trial there because I was in house parents and the family was so nice. Like, I still speak to them now. They just looked after me unbelievably well. It was mad. And that kind of like wanted me to go there in a way. I thought, I'm not going to miss home that much now because I've got them there. So anyway, get there the first day and I thought I was moving back in with them. And then one of the Norwich coaches, Clive Cook, he's someone I'm still close to now, boss guy. He just said, here's the keys, going into a new apartment with one of the players who I hadn't met. Yeah.
So I was thinking, what?
Do they own them apartments, Norwich?
Yeah. So there was like loads of them, but like all the Norwich players were in them, do you know what I mean?
And I was like, okay, cool. So then I'm just in a flat then on my own, because the lad I was with, Simon Power, he's Irish, so he was coming over a day later, so I got the pick of the bedrooms, got the best one. And yeah, it was mad. And then he was older, so it was like he looked after me, and he'd cook. Obviously I'd clean my own stuff, but he was a boss guy to live with as well. And then the lads there were amazing as well. So the lads I moved in with, there was Caleb Richards, Kieran Jones, and we were all like new there, so we were like a four, so we'd travel in together, do everything together, and then we just became best mates. And two of them are still playing, one isn't now. Three of them are still playing. Two in the leagues and one lower league.
So do you have a professional contract at this point at Norwich?
Yeah, I've been off the year.
Yeah.
So I signed a 1 year at Norwich. And then, obviously, that year went on, and he said, we're going to offer you another year. Obviously, you must have done well. So, signed that. And then I was coming into the second year. And that was like living Everton all over again then, that second year. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Starting to like creep in now. What's going to happen? And then I got to 6 months in, and obviously, it was like a whirlwind hit me. I got dropped from half the season in, and I was actually speaking to Dan had said about this a few days ago. I haven't spoken to him in ages either. I got dropped for the reason I got dropped was because I wasn't physical enough just for this one game, because we were playing in like the Checker Trade, Norwich under 23s. They play like League 1 and League 2. I've done it now for Aki against other teams, and the lad who come in for me was smaller than me, so I was thinking, what is going on here? Because I was mates with the coach. I was thinking, that is not your decision. Do you know what I mean? And he was younger, so it's like, oh, let's give him a chance. And I just thought that could be it. And then, obviously, since leaving Norwich, I come out about the mental health thing, and then it just all spiraled out then. And went back, trained with them. They were boss with me, Norwich, like boss. And that guy I mentioned before, Clive Cook, he was amazing with me. Like, I still see him now. And then lockdown it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm without the club now, what do I do? So I was just sitting there, and this is mad. I wouldn't be Raki now if I didn't go on Twitter. So I was sat in my bedroom, and I seen on Twitter that Everton 23s were playing Southport, and my mate plays for Southport, and his dad's the manager.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm going to text him, see if Southport will like let me train with them, just for fitness, you know what I mean? Text him, he said, yeah, come in. So I went in, and didn't even train, played 2 games. One was against a team I've never heard of. It was like a local team. The next game was against Accrington. So played them, and then 3 days later, signed for Aki.
That's mad.
Imagine. So I just think, because I'm a massive believer in everything happens for a reason. If I didn't go on Twitter that day, I wouldn't have thought to text him. Accrington wouldn't have seen me at Southport. So where would it be?
Just from one game?
Yeah, literally, yeah.
So what was the process of that? Did he come up to you at the end of the game?
No. So that happened, and I thought nothing of it. I thought, I'll play Aki there, do you know what I mean? And then the Southport manager rang me, Liam Watson, another boss guy. He rang me and went, Tom, I'll be, because he's my uncle's mate as well. So like he looked after me that way, and he just rang me up, and his words was, Tom, you're too good for Southport. You're going into Accrington Monday. Here's the postcode. Let me know how it goes. And I was like, what? Like, what? Do you know what I mean? And it was just like, again, footy goes so fast. So you're dead nervous about what's going to happen. And by the time you know it, you've done a week's training, and you just flying then. But it's mad. If I didn't go on Twitter that day, didn't see that game, where would it be?
It's mad that, like,
yeah.
Going back to like, the Checker Trade trophy, the way you play against like all the teams with like senior players in it. Do you think that's good, or do you think that's good for development?
Unbelievable for the 23s.
Yeah.
But I can tell you now that I've played in both. I've played in a 23 team and first team against the 23 team.
Yeah.
The League 1, 2 players don't want to play in it.
Yeah.
Like the senior players want a day off that day, do you know what I mean? But as a 23 player, that's everything.
Yeah.
Like, I remember we played in Portsmouth for Norwich 23s, and I scored. And it was like unbelievable scoring at Fratton Park. Do you know what I mean? The fans were there. I was like, wow. Like, that's a massive stadium. And then I can remember some of the teams played Leicester actually this season just gone. We've just drew for this season Liverpool under 21s in that cup, so that'll be good. But there's a massive difference in like motivation for them games. between 23 teams and first team.
Where's the final? Wembley?
Yeah.
About 2 years ago, the final got like 60,000 fans there. It was like Portsmouth Sunderland. It was a massive game.
Yeah. So why are the players not motivated? Isn't that just like a way to win a trophy?
Because if you think about it, if you're getting to your 30s and you've done a lot in your career, you don't want to be playing against 16-year-olds, academy kids, like running around doing doggies after them. You don't. Because I remember we played Man United, and some of the older lads did play. This is when I was at Aki, and they had some unbelievable players. That Hannibal, he come on Anfield, and he was just nailing everyone.
Yeah.
Do you remember him?
Yeah.
He was doing that to
With the
us.
long hair.
Yeah. And he was nailing everyone on our team, and the older lads didn't like it at all, which, do you know what I mean? It's a Tuesday night, you're playing against Man United's kids, you wouldn't like it, would you? But that's why they don't like it. But as I say, I think it's unbelievable for like the 23 teams, because there's a rule: the 23 teams are always away, so they always play at the League 1, League 2 grounds. Do you know what I mean?
Why is that?
To experience it, the fans and everything. Not many turn up for them games, as many as the League 1, 2 games.
Yeah.
But I just think it's so good for them, but for League 1 and 2.
Would you be playing against Jay Spearing next year then? Because haven't Liverpool signed him to be part of the under 23s?
Maddest thing I've ever heard. He's playing, so he's like a player coach for the 23s, which is like. But there's so many ways to look at that. If you're a 23 player wanting to break through and you're on the bench because he's playing, surely your head's gone there.
Yeah.
Like, he's had his career. I'm trying to make mine. Why is he in front of me? But like,
a few clubs have done it, haven't they? Paul McShane, yeah.
Bolton have just done it with Andrew Tutt. He's miles older than me. He come to Aki on trial one time. But if I'm Jay Spearing, that's a dream job, innit? Like, coaching the Liverpool 23s, you can play whenever you want. You're flying. You're coming to the end of your career.
Surely you can't just dip in and out though. You've got to be consistent. Like, do you reckon he's doing the same training as the other lads?
Well,
and if so, like if he's not, wouldn't the other lads be like, why is he playing instead of me?
You would, but if you're the one playing in centre mids with him and not on the bench, you're going to learn so much from that. Because Jay Spearing, I've played against him, he's so loud on the pitch. Get here, get everywhere. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's so loud. It's a bit annoying. But if you're playing alongside him, you're going to learn so much. So, like, if you're in the midfield too with him, you're made up. But then if you're on the bench watching him in midfield when you're a midfielder, you're thinking, what's going on here? Do you know what I mean? But again, not my decision.
Do them under 20, say like an under 20, 2 Premier League under 23 teams play each other, or 2 League 1 teams, like full professional, play each other. What do you reckon is a better standard? And what's better for someone's development of playing? In that
cup?
Just in any. So say if Everton are playing whoever, another Premier League under 23s team, or Accrington now, against another League 1 team, what's better? Because you'd think the
League 1 game.
Yeah,
because academy is too tippy tappy. Like at League 1, you get booed, and the fans make a massive difference. You wouldn't believe it, like they do. And like, I was thinking this. You can, about one of the questions, you can have a bad game in League 1 and just score or assist, and you're a hero. If that happens in academy, like if you could score a hat-trick in an academy game, but if you're, as a striker, if your hold-up play is terrible, you're getting nailed for it by the coaches.
Isn't your job to score goals though? If you score,
it is, but
like 3
in academy level, that obviously buzzing if you score goals, but there's so much more to being a striker.
It's not about results at academy as much.
No, not even at 18 when there is a league.
More performance.
It is just literally performance. And as soon as you step into that league, it's we need to win. Yeah, literally, that's it. Don't care if you play bad, just win. Which you'd probably expect that, wouldn't you? But again, it's footy.
What'd you say, like the most intense game you've played in?
It was actually, I was gutted about it. The end of last season, we played Portsmouth, right? And they were ready to go up. They needed to win to go up into the Championship, and there was massive pressure on the coaches, on their managers. But I travelled it was on Sky, and obviously my family couldn't come, it was lockdown. Imagine a full Fratton Park, like I think they get 30,000, and I was on the bench, and I knew the day before I was on the bench, and I was going into it going, imagine I come on, even just coming on, no fans, and then I'm warming up, and the gaffer goes, Tom, you coming on? And I thought, what? Really? So obviously I'm coming on, and I'm thinking, I just look round, like you do, it's like a dream. I was thinking, just imagine there was fans here. Because that is all I want to do, just play in front of loads of fans.
Yeah.
But I know just like everyone's watching on Sky. Like, because Portsmouth are a massive team. And if they go up, it's a big thing. They needed to win and we're 1-0 up. And I come on, right? There's a video of this. Come on. Within 30 seconds, I got absolutely nailed. But I've half-dived. So everyone's like, oh, what's going on? Are you all right? And I'm like, yeah, I'm sound, yeah. But I'll show you the clip. And I fully like jumped right over him. And that was so intense. And I'm like naturally fit. And that was the most I've ever fought in a game. Oh my God, I can't breathe. And that game was literally like mad. And we ended up winning 1-0. So they didn't go up. So
can you hear like the abuse and stuff you're getting while you're on the pitch?
Yeah. 100%, yeah. I haven't had. Do you know what? Do you know the game I got the most abuse in? Everton under 18 game. We played Prescott Cables. Right. And I went. The Liverpool Academy School is Raynhill, so it's like close. And everyone in that school hated the Liverpool boys, and I didn't blame them one bit because they were all obviously footballers big time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not all of them, some of them. And everyone hated us, the girls, the lads, and I thought I was alright. I just kept my head down, and I was only there for a year. I come back to Maricourt as soon as I left, because then I went to Everton and I thought I'm not staying here. So we went to Prescott Cables, and there was loads of fans there for an Everton under 18 game against them, right? And we're defending a corner and I'm on the front post. I'm not going to repeat what I've been called. The whole of Raynhill are there. They all hated me. The abuse I got that game, and my head was spinning. My head was gone. And I didn't know how to handle it. I was 18. I thought, do I say something to it here? And like, I couldn't. You can't. But I thought, why do you hate me so much? Do you know what I mean? It's Prescott Cables versus Everton 18s. Like, have a day off. Do you know what I mean? But you can't say nothing, because Prescott Cables, they'll probably just jump on the pitch and want to fight with you. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's a bit different, League One, because the stewards and that, but Prescott Cables, there isn't. But that was probably the only game I've got battered. But apart from that, no.
Do you know what though? The videos aren't they of like some non-league football where did you see the goalkeeper last year at Marine?
No.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Someone like, there's like a group of kids and like someone spat at him and he's like, don't spit at me.
Oh, I've seen that, yeah. Did you not see this weekend? Southport Blackpool.
Oh yeah.
My mates jumped in playing for Southport to stop it. You were all throwing glass bottles in a pre-season game. Footy fans are the maddest people ever. Honestly, they are hooligan, like they are. That's why they've got that name.
It doesn't happen in other sports, does it?
No, not on. I was watching the tennis before, and they're all sat in silence. Imagine on a footy game. Like, it's just mad.
But did you see the tennis player kick off the other day?
Kyrgios. I was on today.
Like that clap, didn't
he? That game, right? The fella who's playing, I don't know his name. He got done for like hitting the ball purposely at him to try and injure him. That game was mad, and I thought, oh no, it's a bit like footy. You know what I mean? Bit of atmosphere, and that Kyrgios is like good for that, isn't he? He's always wanting an argument.
Yeah,
and it's entertaining to watch.
Do you ever get players like that on the pitch? Yeah. Like just one I've made with you.
Yeah, loads. There's one in our team. I'm not going to say his name. Well, he wouldn't mind. Harry Pell, he loves it. Within 2 minutes, he's getting booed for diving. There was a game we played Ipswich, and Ipswich, obviously another massive team. If you've seen the Accrington Stadium, it's like quite low. Do you know what I mean? The stands were winning like 1-0, 2-1, and he is 1 minute left. He has got the ball right and hit it into a back garden as far as he could. Right, their club captain has come out, and the manager done an interview after the game and nailed Aki for it. Said it's embarrassing to play against and all that, and he's like laughing his head off about it. But you get, and there's obviously him in my team. You get them everywhere, but I just try and avoid them on the pitch. Play my own game, because if I get involved with that, everyone's kicking off.
Some players just love it.
Oh yeah,
like you have to do it to be able to like perform.
I love it in a way. Like I've done it before. We were I was playing for the Aki 23s 2 days ago against Clitheroe. Won 3-0. It was in the last minute, and one of the lads just went over. Our lads, young lads, has nailed like a 30-year-old, and I've like tried splitting it up. And he said something to the Aki lad, and I'm laughing at his joke, right? And he went, "What are you laughing at?" He went, "You'll be at Prescott Cables in 5 years." I went, "All right, sounds. What do you want me to say to that?" You know what I mean? I can't reply nothing, but I just laugh. I just think it's funny. But there is some things that get out of hand, you know what I mean, off the pitch, and you've probably seen it. I remember bloody Joey Barton. I think he's still in court about it now, you know what I mean? Had a fight in the tunnel.
Yeah.
Like, and that's Joey Barton. He's massive for it. But the stuff you don't hear about, like, it goes on all the time, even in training with your own team.
Do you reckon it doesn't get out as much because it's
no, it
in
doesn't.
League One?
No. Yeah, because it is. If it was Premier League, yeah, but even the amount of stuff you probably wouldn't know happened in the Premier League, you'd be like, what? Have you seen the Tottenham documentary? Bits of it?
Yeah.
Did you see the bit... Tottenham played Everton. They come in at half time and Hugo Lloris and Son. That happens every day, and then it's just cooled down straight away. But that can't. If no one's there to stop them, they will probably go and have a fight with each other. You know what I mean? But as I say, yeah, happens every day. And
there's an Arsenal one, isn't there, coming out soon?
It is. I can't wait to watch that. Yeah, I just don't want it to be an Everton one because I don't want to watch it.
Oh, I don't imagine it.
I don't think any of those. Only Evertonians
screaming at everyone.
Yeah, but like.
I'd just be Bill Kenwright talking for the whole time. I think it'd
make us not like Everton even more because the things you'd see that you haven't seen and you're thinking, what is going on here? Do you know what I mean? Like the Arsenal fans aren't going to like the Arsenal one, I don't think.
No.
They're not. Because they were having a bit of a stinker, wasn't he? And then he did all right and then he missed out on the Champions League. So it's a bit hit and miss. But Sunderland did it. They started, didn't he?
Yeah, it was Boss, wasn't it?
That was Boss. I watched all of that. That was... did he do like 2 seasons of that?
Yeah.
Because he played Aki in both of them. And I wasn't there for the first one, but I was there for the second one. And it was mad because, like, at Aki, the changing rooms are, like, dead close. And I'm watching the Netflix team, like, video the team going out the tunnel. And I'm like, that is mad. But, yeah, I wouldn't want to see an Everton.
How would you feel as a player if Accrington turned around and were like, Netflix is documenting our season next year?
I wouldn't mind it. You know what I mean? Like, if in them programmes, everyone's included in it. So, like, you see the kit man, the physio. It is like our footy clubs ran, so I wouldn't bother me. But
do you think it's a true reflection?
No. As soon as you see a camera, I don't care who you are, you don't act how you'd act if there wasn't a camera there. Do you know what I mean? No one would do that.
Yeah,
they wouldn't. So I don't think it's as true as people make out. But you can see a camera if it's in that room. Do you know what I mean? Don't act as if it's not there because it's there. So I think it is. But again, I don't know. I've never done it. So.
So what would you say is the best part of being a footballer and the worst part of being a footballer?
The worst is definitely pre-season.
So now then, more or less?
Now.
Yeah.
I can't feel my legs. Honestly, it's the worst. And people think, oh, it's not that bad. You're a footballer, get on with it. It's horrible. We were on the beach the other day doing like sprints up the sand dunes. Like people throwing up. It's just horrible. That's the worst. And then the best is probably like scoring a winning goal, getting a new contract, playing in front of fans, all that stuff. Do you know what I mean? And that feeling is so good. I remember we had a pen shootout at Aki in the cup, and I was like waiting to take the winning pen, and I was so nervous, and I've put it to the bottom right, and the keeper's dived over it. And it's like stumbled in, and I thought, oh my God, imagine that missed, because we needed to score to win, and we did, and my heart just sank. But that's another one, like, when them moments come and it ends well, it's so good, do you know what I mean? Because that could have been so bad. But
what's it like taking a penalty? Because I can imagine, even watching it, it's like, you feel sick.
Do you know what's mad? So, at Aki, the gaffer loves me taking pens. Like, since being there, I've took like 10, scored like 9. 10, something like that, and it's just a head game. If you let it bother you, you finish straight away. If the referees blew the thing for the pen, and you know you're taking it, and you're thinking, I don't want to take it, you're missing. Yeah, you've just got to be so confident. And I always got taught, keep like where you're gonna like take the pen the day before. So I'm always thinking now, like I still do it now. If we're getting a pen, where am I gonna put it? And I always know the day before. And obviously I haven't missed a pen in about it.
Have you ever changed?
No.
No.
Nope. I thought about it, but I've never done it. You know what I mean? And I thought about it because of the pitch and the pen spot. The pen spot was like pure scuffed. Yeah. And the keeper was like standing to a certain side, and I thought, no, I'm not changing. And obviously I got away with it. Scored.
Yeah. What like you think about your run up and how many steps you take?
No, I've got a certain technique, but I never changed that. 4 steps back, look the keeper in the eye once, and then don't look at him again. Just look at the ball, and then next thing you know, it's a goal.
What's your personal goals for this season then?
To get like 20-30 games like consecutively. I was doing so last season. I went on loan to a team in Northern Ireland, Carrick Rangers, in January. I was like doing signs, played 10 games, and then literally my ankle just snapped. All my ligaments, all 3 of them. It was horrible. And I was getting to a point where I was doing like well, and I was thinking I needed this first team footy. Fans, like people are starting to notice. And I remember it was just an awkward landing, literally. I couldn't do nothing about it. And my ankle just snapped on me. So I need like 20, 30 games to just get, and then I think that'll just kickstart.
How long were you out for when that happened?
3 months. And it was actually, when it happened, there was like however long left in games, and the physio said, there's a chance you could be back fit in time for the last game of the season. And I thought, yeah, I'm playing, definitely.
Yeah.
Ended up getting back fit for it, right? I'm trying to think what date it was. Got back fit, went over to Ireland, and they were like dead wary of me playing because they were like, oh, we don't want to upset Aki, like I don't want you to get injured again. Kick off, within 10 minutes got an assist, like I'm doing dead well, 34th minute, right on my ankle, come off, and I thought, Aki, you're gonna kill me, literally kill me, because I thought I shouldn't have ever played ever, because it wasn't right and I knew it wasn't right, but I just wanted to play that last game because it was like a goodbye in a way, do you know what I mean? Because like a thanks for everything, because they were so good to us, Carrick Rangers. And literally no one was there because the pitch was terrible over there, the one pitch that we were on, and my ankle just got caught in the grass, and I thought, oh my God, what is going on here? And I just thought that my luck is just horrific at the minute. So I come into pre-season just wanting a fresh start, and I've got it now, so hopefully this season I'll just...
What's it like going out on loan? Like, are you still as invested because it's not really your team, it's not really a consequence of you,
yeah,
is it?
it's how you look at it, like perspective-wise. Like, you've got to go there wanting to do well for yourself, and if you're doing well for yourself, you're doing well for the team in a way. I went over with Matty Carson, and it was mad because it was Northern Ireland. We'd fly over for 3 days, train, play, and come back and train with Aki for half the week. Like, and we'd stay in a Premier Inn over there for 3 days. Like, it is mad. Like, it's mad.
Were they all full time over there?
So there was like 12 teams in the league, and like 7 were full time, and the rest were like part time.
What's the standard like compared to the English leagues?
I'd say like National League.
Yeah.
So like just below League 2. Do you know what? We played at I think it was Linfield or Cliftonville, someone like that. And I'm loud on the pitch, so like everyone can like spot a scouse from miles away. And the abuser got that game. That's another one. It's like Prescott Cables. You scouse this. And I was thinking, there's no way out of this. Do you know what? I went home 2 days later, obviously flew home. The amount of messages I got on Twitter, like saying, you scouse, we're coming for you. And I was thinking, what problem have you got with me? You just beat us 2-0. You're a grown man. Go get on with whatever you're doing. Do you know what I mean? But that's what the footy fans are like. They're mad. But they're part of the game, aren't they? So,
well, go on. So, how many games did you play for Accrington last season then?
Would have been 7 in the first half of the season.
Yeah.
And then when I stopped at 9 at Carrick, 9, yeah, and then the injury came. I played every game, and it was just like, out of all the times this injury's come, it was now when I'm starting to like start doing well. It was just, but footy's all about luck in a way, like it is, and I just didn't have it.
If you could pick someone to get thrown against in like the third round of the FA Cup with Accrington or the League Cup, who would you pick?
Premier League teams involved. Everton, 100%. Did you not see the lad did it? I'm trying to think of his name. Who he played for? Boreham Wood.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The Evertonian. Yeah, he had Everton shirt. But that's
time for someone now, hasn't he?
Has he?
Yeah. Someone in the like the leagues.
Has he? Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
That is like every Evertonian's dream, innit? But yeah, it's just mad because, like, again, if it was me and I scored against Everton, me nana'd come and batter me. She'd run on the pitch and get me. So it's one of them, but that would be unbelievable. So, like, fair play to him. Sick.
Who's the best player you've played against?
They come from the same team, Jadon Sancho and Phil Foden. So there was one game under 15s at Everton, right? I was playing right back, and I was always a right back at Liverpool, never at Everton. It changed just at Liverpool. through a certain person called Steven Gerrard. He changed me, he swapped me. It was like mad. So the first minute of the game, I'm thinking, whatever City players playing on the left wing, I'm going to be in for a horrible day, like I am. Jadon Sancho. And everyone knew, we all knew who he was then. Like, no one had known him then, but we knew who he was because he come from Watford and it was a big thing. The first minute, right, someone's like pinged the ball right across the pitch and I'm like 10 yards off him. No word of like, he's got onto one knee and controlled the ball with his knee that's on the floor. Like, you know, like you're proposing to someone. He's gone on his knee like that and let the ball hit his knee that's on the floor. And in the game, I've just thought, what? Like, what do we do here? Do we go get tight and he just puts it through my legs or what? Hopefully, he didn't come near me all game. He just kept cutting inside and shooting. So I was made up. And then there was Phil Foden, who was literally, you could never, ever get near him, ever. Because he was always dead small. He's still small now.
Yeah.
And I'd always play against him because he was my age. So, like, under sixes all the way up. He was at Man City, like I was at Liverpool. So we'd always play against each other. And in, like, the under 8s league, he'd get the ball from kick-off, literally run, and just put it top corner. And the game would be like 7-0 City.
And you just tell.
I knew he'd make it, definitely. Even from that young age.
They've more than made it, though, haven't they? They're like the
they've
best
like
in the league and where.
But I think that, I don't know what the difference is between making it, because like Trent, it's how you look at the way of making it, because I think Trent just made it. Because making it as a footballer is doing what Trent's done. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's just went beyond because he's won Champions Leagues, but playing in the Prem or the Championship, even League One, is making it. But people know who you are. Like, you can't go nowhere without people saying, "Oh, there's Trent." You know what I mean? I think that's making it.
Would you want that though? Let's say in 5 years' time, would you want that to happen?
No.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want millions of followers. I'm too anxious for that. I couldn't have that because he must go everywhere, right? And I used to think when I was at Everton, still now, I handle it better now. If I'm walking through town and someone looks at me funny, I'm thinking, have I done something wrong to you? You know what I mean? And like, the more people I speak to about it now, like, they're all sounds about it, and they're like, yeah, I feel the same. Like, it's so many people like suffer bad with anxiety, but I was terrible with it. Like, I remember a group of girls or someone like that walked past me. This is just in town, broad daylight, and they literally wasn't even talking about me. They were talking about someone behind me, and I started sweating, thinking, "Oh, what have I done here?" Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just overthinking everything, and it was like that on a footy pitch. And I thought, are they thinking of me because of footy? Have I done something wrong to them? Do you know what I mean? And I just don't know how like them people with millions of followers deal with that. Do you know what I mean? Because they are getting looked at. Like, I'm probably not, you know what I mean? But they are, like, they're in the spotlight every. You see, like, Jack Grealish on holiday, they can't have an holiday. There's cameras everywhere. Do you know what I mean? Do you know how horrible that must be? You just want to go and chill. You've had a tough season. You can't chill. You get watched everywhere you go.
Especially, do you know what though? Everyone needs that blowout, I reckon.
They do. No matter what job you have.
Yeah.
They do. But the Premier, I get it. Because I'm in League One. The Premier League players don't. Like, you remember the thing with Harry Maguire?
On holiday?
Yeah. Like, you go away with your family and then all mad stuff. Like, you just can't chill. Ever. So, I don't think I'd want to be there. I wouldn't. No. Not with that many.
Would you not want to be in the Premier League?
Yeah, though? Of course. But
that comes with
it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does. And it's finding a balance. Like Andy Gordon now in the Prem.
Yeah.
Obviously, me and El played with him. He's not on Trent's level. But he can't walk through town without anyone looking at it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just don't think I'd want that. Really wouldn't.
Was he a Liverpool fan, by the way?
He was, yeah. It's like Trent. I hate telling people because the other day. Yeah, no, he was. And there's a lad who was at Everton with me and Anthony, and we were speaking about it the other day. And I don't know what he does now because obviously I thought it was the same with Trent. If you play so many games in front of that many fans, you're bound to end up supporting them, aren't you? You are, because you become a fan. Anthony Gordon's so like passionate now, so he's gone from being a Red to like the Gladys Street, getting everyone going. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. There's no way he's still supporting Liverpool there. But I don't know. I haven't spoken to him.
I don't know if anyone knew that, before this.
No one did. I think people knew about Trent.
People knew. I've seen the Trent photo before.
Have you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's mad because it's only my family who had it. And I seen it, and I actually DM'd Trent on Instagram, and I didn't think he'd get back to me, and he did. And he was like, "I'm not bothered." So I thought, I'll just tell everyone then. You know what I mean? It doesn't bother me anymore if you're not bothered. But there's the picture is my family, like 15 of us, all just got off the minibus with him. So it's mad, and he had a blue Fellaini wig on. He was a massive Evertonian.
That's mad, you know.
It is, but you get that everywhere, don't you? Like, obviously, Anthony Gordon, you've just said Liverpoolian.
Yeah.
Like, and I was ready to, like, if I'd have made it at Liverpool, I was an Evertonian, you know what I mean? Just happens, but...
They Carragher, innit?
Gerrard, apparently.
There's a photo, he's about 2. Allegedly a 2.
Yeah, but come on. He definitely supported Everton.
Yeah. Who was Gerrard was your manager, didn't you?
So, there was... Gerrard did his coaching badges with Colo Touré at Liverpool at the same time, and I'm the luckiest man on planet Earth for what happened. So it was my age group he was working with, and I never ever stopped thinking about what happened. So he come in, and Colo Touré is the funniest man ever. Like, he is boss. Like, I don't know if anyone's ever met him or spoke to him, but even in his interviews, he's funny. So he did like a 1-to-1 session. So he was like working on defending, Gerrard was doing everything else. And we did a session, and I was always a right back, right? And Gerrard come in, and he was like watching, not coaching, just to see what everyone's like in there. And he like pulled me in a way and was like, "You a right back?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "You know, you're a centre mid." I thought, like, Gerrard's just told me I'm a centre mid. What is going on here? I'm like 15. So anyway, ever since that moment, it's changed like my footballing, because now I'm a midfielder just through that. So anyway, I thought, what's going on here? Gerrard's just pulled me out of everyone. Like, I'm not the best in the team. Why has he pulled me? So he'd come in every Tuesday, Thursday, work with us, and the weeks were going on, and it was a Thursday, and it was an afternoon session, and the session ended, right? And he went, "Tom, come here." He went, I want to do something with you. I went, "What's going on here?" Like, everyone's looking back because everyone's a bit jealous in a way. Like, why has he pulled Tom, not me? Do you know what I mean? He was like, "Go put them cones over there." He set up a full passing session just with me and him. And I was like, what? Like, this is like the best thing that's ever happened to me. And he was so good with me. And his passing, by the way, obviously you all know how good he was, but he's a joke. He like put like 40 yards apart, like a box, like 5x5. And I think out of 10, I must have got like 3, and he got 10. I'm not even joking. Both feet as well. And he just looked after me, and it was like the best thing to ever happen to me. So it was like 8 years of being a right back just gone because Gerrard said I'm a centre mid.
Mad that.
It is mad, isn't it? But like, he was so good, and I'm not surprised. Like, he's got on to, because he was a boss coach. He was.
Do you reckon he'll be a future Liverpool manager?
Like, written in the stars, isn't it? Definitely. But it's hard though for him, because it's coming soon, I reckon, with Klopp leaving. But I think in a way he's probably wanted Klopp not to be as successful so he can go in there and then be the best at it. But how can you be what Klopp's done? You know what I mean? So like, it's a bit of a killer for him, because he can't. I don't think anyone's going to top what Klopp's done there. So he's going to always be like below Klopp. Do you know what I mean?
Not that much. I'm not trying to be like
but you know what I mean? Like, obviously, I don't support them either, but the job he's done with them. Like,
You know, yeah, he's doing a good job, but like, he hasn't won that many trophies.
Champions Leagues,
One
Premier Leagues.
33.3% conversion rate in finals as well. Lost 2.
No, I mean about that. Do you know what I mean? But like, they just, when was that? Like, we celebrate scoring 1 goal against Liverpool. Like, do you know what I mean? When was that? We beat them when there was no fans at Anfield. Before that, when like, I hate it. Do you know? I'll tell you, at Liverpool, I was ball boy, right? For that whole age group, it was when you were when Luis Suarez was there. They were about to win the league, I think, and
the slip one.
I think it was that season. Well, you might be able to tell me in a minute. Everton were playing Liverpool at Anfield, right? And they let like most of the Evertonians go in there. I had 2 things happen to me when I was a ball boy. One was against Man United with Patrice Evra. I threw the ball away from him. He squared up to me. He nearly got done for it. Promise. That's
did
true.
he?
Yeah, did yeah. Liverpool were winning, and I've like went to give him the ball and like just dropped it to the side of me, and he's literally in front of everyone in the Kop squared up to me.
What year was that?
Oh, bloody hell, it would have been this season, I'm sure of it. When was Patrice Evra playing for United?
2015, 16, something like that.
Well, yeah, I was at, well, it would have been 2014, 15,
He was in the last time they won the league. 2012,
he was.
something like that.
Yeah, 2013.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that happened, and I'll be honest, I was so scared. But then everyone was like, "You're going to get something. Evra's going to send you a message here, apologising." Do you know what I mean? Never did. But what a guy he is. Have you seen his videos now? I love this game.
Yeah,
he's boss, but I watched that.
Have you seen the one where he's eating the grass?
Yeah, but he's a player though. Like, some of the videos he's still doing now, he's like still got it. Do you know what I mean? So that was one, and then the other one, I was in the Kop, and Everton were playing, obviously, and they were winning 1-0, Liverpool, and you've got to be, you can't misbehave there. You're in front of like the whole cop, right? We've got a corner. It's come out to Jagielka. Unbelievable. I've jumped up. Like one hand in the air, right? And I thought, I'm at Anfield, what am I doing? Do you know what I mean? But it was the best goal live I've ever seen. Do you remember it, Jagielka?
Yeah,
he's like sliced it in a way past Mignolet, and it's from about 30 yards out, and it's went in. And I'm that in shock. I've jumped up and fist bumped the air, and I've turned around and the whole cop's behind me looking at me, and I'm thinking, what are you doing? But that was such a surreal experience, that being ball boy. And it was mad because that was the time Gerrard was still playing. So every time he'd take a corner, I'm like, Gerrard, I'm over here. Come get the ball off me. And the lads get onto me for it because I wouldn't just drop it on the spot. I'd wait for him to go and grab it out my hand so he'd see me. But he was too focused on the game to have a clue what was going on. But that was like mad.
This is one from our TikTok followers, and it'll be good for the algorithm, this, Luke. Were you there for the fight with Joey after Brandon Williams?
Was I? No, but I've been involved in a fight with Brandon Williams when I was at Norwich.
Oh, this right.
But apparently, right, his family are like all like fighters, I think. Like there's something apparently like the old boxing, something like that, right? And he got some stick for this, by the way, Elliot. I've seen on the TikTok, everyone was going mad over it, wasn't he? Like
he has a fan club or something.
He does, yeah.
Brandon Williams.
But you know what? He was like, as Elliot said, like he wasn't. He's one of them. You wouldn't think he got to where he was, but like fair play to you. He's smashed it. Do you know what I mean?
What happened at Norwich with him? You and him?
Didn't he play for Norwich this season as well?
Yeah. So it was at it was the 33 game, and Dave had a throw or something. I've kicked the ball into the stand, and he's come and pushed me from behind, and like everyone else has jumped in by this point, so I didn't even get near him. Do you know what I mean? But he was always wanting to fight all the time, and I thought, what are you doing? Like, I just don't get it. But yeah, obviously, I had a fight with Elliot, nearly had one with me, but he smashed it, so I'm not going to say it. What's
the worst fight you've seen on a pitch?
Wow, worst fight. I don't think I've seen anything that bad, you know, because I'm only 22 still. Like I haven't had like a massive career. Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to think of all little ones, but in footy, you can't burn your bridges because you could argue with someone you're playing with them next season. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I never do it fully. The amount of coaches I've wanted to like have a massive argument with, but I couldn't because they could be coaching me next season. Do you know what I mean? And then they were like, "No, I don't want him. His attitude stinks." Do you know what I mean? You can't. Not in footy anyway. So I've never got involved in any of that. No.
Have you got any mad stories? What's the maddest story from like?
Yeah, I have. So I said before, I believe every for a reason.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of like a emotional one. So I was playing for the Everton, and my nan got told she had a few days left, and she was massive into the footy. This is my dad's mum, and we were playing Liverpool. This is on the Monday, so on the Sunday we got told like she didn't have many days left, so we're with her all the time. Do you know what I mean? I think she passed away on the Tuesday or the Wednesday. But before she did, we all went in to like say our last goodbyes and stuff, and me cousin and my uncle were there. And they were like, "Do you want to have a word?" I was like, yeah. So I closed the curtain around and I just said, and I was a centre mid, right? I never scored at Everton, ask Elliot. I didn't score. Like, I just didn't. Don't know why. And I said to me nan, I said, she couldn't even respond, you know what I mean? I said, "I promise you I'm going to score this weekend. I just promise you." So anyway, I walk out and my uncle and my cousin were listening behind the curtain. I didn't know they were there. And they were like, how come you've just said that? I said, I don't know why I've just said that. Like, that's so weird. Why have I just said that? I never score. So anyway, my nan passed away, and on the Saturday, everyone were like, "No, we don't want you to play." Do you know what I mean? And my family were like, I was like, "We're playing Liverpool. Steven Gerrard is the coach. The past I've got with him, I'm playing." Do you know what I mean? My nan would have wanted me to play. 33rd minute in, right? If you've seen the video, you'll go, "What?" The ball comes to me on my weak foot, right? I'm about 25 yards out, right? Weak foot. I don't score, right? Not at Everton anyway. I've hit it, right? It's going like for the left middle of the goal, not top corner, nothing. The keeper's dived, caught it, and he's just let it go in. And I'm thinking, why has that happened? Like, and everyone at Everton knew what was going on with me nan. All my family knew what I'd said to me nan. Like, I'm going to score. And I didn't know what to do. I just like, there's a video of it. I just stopped and then I ran over to Gerrard, celebrated in front of him. No, I did do that, yeah. And but it was like, that's just happened for a reason. This goalie was like unbelievable. By the way, he made a few appearances in the first team, and if you see the video, he's literally dropped it, like threw it into his own goal, and I'm thinking, what? Like that? It's just mad. And then ever since then, I thought everything just happens for a reason, and that's like one of the maddest things that's ever happened to me. Mad.
That's mad. I wouldn't know how to react to that.
It was mad.
I wasn't been able to play. If I was in your position.
Do you know what? I did it because my dad wanted me to, and everyone like that. And footy's good like that because like you can turn a really bad thing into a good thing.
Yeah,
and that's what happened. You know what I mean? So it was such a good moment, and it was like, how has that happened? Because there was so many things that it shouldn't have happened. My weak foot, the goalie dropping it, me scoring. Do you know what I mean? And it just happened because fate. I don't know how it happened, but it happened. So that's like one of the maddest things I've ever got going.
That's crazy, to be honest, you know.
Yeah, mad. But stuff like that, like I recently lost my granddad, and he was my everything. Like, do you know what I was thinking? Every Scouse young footballer, I feel, has a boss relationship with the granddad. Like they do, and it's mad.
Like a role model, isn't it?
Yeah, but like everyone's granddad knows everyone, and like the amount of people I've grew up with, and their granddad's the same, but my granddad was everything, right? He'd come all over the world to watch me. He'd walk from West Derby to Kirby training to come and watch me train, and he was be one of the only parents there watching me train at Liverpool. He'd just do everything, and I remember last season, all my granddad talked about, because he was meant to be a good player as well, scoring pens, all he did. Apparently he scored like 63. He didn't. He might have, I don't know. And another story, the day he passed away, I was playing in the morning, and we were playing Huddersfield. I was playing for Aki 23s. Scored a pen. Thought nothing of it. And as I was coming home, I got the call, like, your granddad's like about to pass away, and I thought, if he goes today after what's just happened, like, all he talked about was pens, and I've just scored a pen. Like, he's just waiting for that to happen, do you know what I mean? But like, they're the stories, like, what you play for. And as soon as what happened with my granddad happened, I thought, do I even want to play anymore? Because it was like losing footy, because he is everything in footy, do you know what I mean? Everything I've been through, he's been through in the footy, and everyone knew how close me and him was. So like, you see, like, I remember, I'm not saying it because the Everton manager, Frank Lampard, I even remember when his mum died and how big a thing it was. He took his top off. Like,
he scored, didn't he?
He scored, and it's like such a good thing being a footballer in terms of that, because you can turn it into a nice moment, you know what I mean? Yeah. And obviously that happened, but that was one of the times I thought, I'm ready to end footy now. Like, I've done what I've done. My granddad's there. What is the point of me carrying on? Do you know what I mean? But since then, obviously, you carry on for them, don't you? So it was they're the good and bad parts of what can happen in it.
That is mad.
Yeah, mad. But it's footy, innit?
Moving on, where do you see yourself in like 5 years' time? Where do you want to be?
Do you know what? Bit of a weird answer. I don't have goals of like winning the Champions League. I just want to be happy playing footy. That's all I want. I don't care where it is, as long as I'm like doing it and I'm just happy. I don't care, honestly. Like, everyone's like, oh, I bet you want to win the World Cup, and I don't. Like, obviously I'd love to, do you know what I mean? Yeah. But I don't like think that. I just want to be content, be happy, and just enjoy playing footy, and that'd literally suit me.
Can you only play for England? Or do you have any other teams?
Yeah, Northern Ireland tried for me. Yeah. And I couldn't. It was like my granddad's dad, and it's like got worse now. Like, you can't, like, it's got to be your granddad or someone really close to you.
Yeah.
So obviously you're seeing recently Declan Rice. He could have played for
Grealish. I think
Grealish as well. There's loads of them. Yeah. There's loads who could have played for England as well. Pepe Reina, Mikel Arteta, people like that were allowed to play for England, but chose not to, because there's a rule: if you play in that country for 5 years without making an appearance for your country, you can then play for that country.
No one seems to ever use the rule, though.
You don't.
Diego Costa is Brazilian, but he played for Spain.
Isn't Benzema one? Benzema's one.
Algerian.
Yeah.
When he plays in France.
Played years in France.
Zidane is Algerian as well.
Was he?
Yeah, I think so.
I didn't know that.
I don't know he's from his mum and dad are, or...
Well, yeah, there you go. Like that, but no, there's like, obviously Declan Rice is one of the bigger ones, Jack Grealish, but...
Remember when there was about 4 different nations trying to get Januzaj?
Yeah. Spain one of them?
I think it was Belgium, Spain,
Kosovo as well.
England were trying as well, weren't they?
Yeah, England as well.
A lot of hype around.
Everton's still trying to buy him now. Yeah. Oh, mad's that?
Mad, isn't it?
Yeah. So like he's another one, but he's obviously playing for his team, and but the thing with that is at a young age, like 15, it starts. There's a tournament. I think it's like I don't know what it's called.
Tri Nations.
Something like that, but like it's like England, Scotland, Wales, Ireland.
Victory Shield.
That's exactly what it is. How do you know that? You watch it?
Well, yeah, that one, I
You played in it?
On the 404 Sky Sports.
Well, yeah, so like that's mad because that is like the first international stage you get to.
Yeah.
And like that's when like Declan Rice would have been playing for Ireland, and then you can like half switch it then, you know what I mean? But I don't know if you obviously Declan Rice and Jack Lee, they're different because they're in the England team. You know, if you just on the outside and you didn't always get called up, you probably would want to play for Ireland, wouldn't you? Your own country, and you're always going to be playing, but they're different because they're like first names on the team. She's in England.
Zaha's like that, isn't he?
He is, yeah. He
is. Sterling, born in Jamaica, but he plays for England, but then Zaha plays for Ivory Coast.
There's loads, lads, yeah. But you wouldn't know about most of them because you just don't.
Yeah. Hasn't Damari Gray just changed to Jamaican?
Has he?
I'm sure he has. Because someone put about there from free for chemistry on FIFA.
Really, yeah.
Did he never play for England? No, he hasn't.
It was Leon Bailey and
Leon Bailey's one, yeah. Oh, Antonio, yeah, for West Ham.
Yeah,
he's a big one because he was like on the verge of getting called for England, and then he went. Where's he from? Jamaica?
I think so.
Yeah, he's another one. But there's some that you don't hear of because they've been doing this since they were like 16. So it's just everyone thinks, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's only a big thing and well known if they ends up switching, which. Again, Declan Rice, everyone knew about that. They all hated him back in Ireland, didn't he? So it's a bit of a mad one, but I've never had that like choice of choosing.
It's like Ashley Williams. He played for Wales. Have you ever heard him speak?
No.
He's
in fact, I have.
He's from Wolverhampton.
Remember him at Everton?
Remember that goal he scored against Arsenal last minute header?
Was that 1-0?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, but fans hated him.
He was
shit though.
Terrible.
I'm not commenting. No, do you know what? He was boss at Swansea.
Yeah, he was good at Swansea.
And then he just comes to Everton and he just like, I don't know, Everton itchy, doesn't it? Just don't know how else to put it. But yeah, he's another one, yeah.
How do you reckon we'll get on this season? I'm dreading it, to be honest.
Do you know what? 2 weeks ago, I thought 12th. But now, like, we're not signing no one. Like, Richarlison just gone.
It's scary.
It's early days, though.
It is early days, but like I can't see anything changing from last year. Anything.
I'm honestly petrified. Like,
so am I.
It's
so
horrible.
It's so though. How good was the end of last season?
It was actually
unbelievable.
the most exciting season we'd had for years, to be honest.
He owes me a lot, right?
Why?
I never went to Palace game. You have me ticket. I was on holiday with my birds. I was sat there having a meltdown.
Do you know what?
I wasn't even happy. I was relieved. I was just like, what?
I was just in shock. I was in shock. Do you know what? That's another mad story. So since the age of 6, my nan and granddad take us to games because my dad's a Red. So we went like with my mum's side. Yeah. So he always winds us up. I hate living with him because you win every weekend. So it's like you've got no rest from it. But so obviously my granddad passed away this year, and my nan didn't really go because she just felt like there's no point no more, whatever. And I don't blame him because I wouldn't. I remember going the first time my granddad wasn't there, and I was literally walking past the main stand to get to the park, and I'm like nearly crying. Do you know what I mean? It was horrible. And the end of last season, I was like floating about. I give me season ticket away because obviously I was playing when Everton had played most times. And I remember Jared Braithwaite gave me his ticket because someone like that, someone who didn't have a ticket, because obviously I know the sports science and some of the lads who still play, and got a ticket, and I was in like the 3rd tier of the main stand, and all my family were right on the other side, and all my granddad talks about was that Wimbledon game. Don't know if you ever remember. Yeah. Like you would have heard of it. Like that was the best game in Everton.
The dodgy game.
Yeah, mad. And I knew they were all over there, and at 2-0 I thought it's not happening, is it? Like you could never see that, could you? No. Ever to come back. Anyway, it happened, and I'm sitting there going, I just wish my granddad was here because he'd say, "No, this is Wimbledon all over again." So he wasn't letting you out of the 3rd stand because like everyone was on the pitch, you know what I mean? and I thought I need to get back to the park end, so I've jumped over that, sprinted, come out the ground, sprinted that past the main stand on the road, sprinted back into the park end, and just give me nan the fastest hug ever. And like, cause she was right up there. My little cousin was on the pitch with my brother, Mark, and I just got on the pitch then, and that was the best day I've ever had supporting Evan.
I think I've seen that photo on your Twitter.
It exploded on Twitter.
Yeah.
Well, the next day after, I put another tweet on about Dele Alli, and I got some stick for that.
Oh, to TalkSport?
Yeah. Well, all the Everton fans loved it.
What did you say?
Because all they did, and I hate it, all he did is slate Dele Alli when he comes, the way he dresses, what he's driving, what he's doing. Just, what have you got against him?
That Simon Jordan's the worst.
Yeah, all them. Why Dele Alli? Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what Simon Jordan, like, he nearly killed Crystal Palace, that bell end, and he's out here giving advice to everyone else.
And we tethered them in the last game of the season or whatever it was. But they were all giving it massive to Dele Alli, and I'm not mates with Dele Alli, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just like an Everton fan. But he was just slating him. And that game, he come on half time, didn't he? It changed the game. So I've just put on Twitter the next day saying, "Hi TalkSport, it's being quiet over Dele Alli this morning." It got like 1,500 likes, and I think it was Liverpool fans coming back at me. Oh, one good game, you know what I mean? I said, "What can you do? They're just everywhere." But Twitter exploded that day. It was mad.
Do you know one thing which does me head in about Dele Alli's transfer, right? Everywhere says 40 million fee, don't they? Like, that's all been paid up front.
Yeah,
I'm sure Everton haven't paid nothing yet.
It's like based off games, isn't
I
it?
think he needs to pay 18, didn't he? And he never.
Yeah, I think that's the pay the first 10, and then after that, the rest is like...
If that's like a better, bigger player, they wouldn't say it's 40 mil. They just say something plus add-ons, you know what I mean? So everything was against Dele Alli straight away, and I just hope he smashed it this season. But everyone... I feel like most Everton fans have just like forgot he's there next season, you know what I mean? Like, every team I've seen... Yeah.
Almost, yeah.
But like, I see it was their first day back in today, wasn't it? And he was like, he was there, and I thought, bloody hell, like, he could be a starter next season. I proper hope he does well. Yeah. So we'll see what happens, won't we?
Yeah.
Any more questions before we finish up?
Yeah. What's your favourite pint?
I'm going to get grilled for this. I love cider. Like,
that's a bit like you, though.
A fruity cider. Like a Copperberg, mixed fruits. Honestly. I can't drink beer. Cannot drink it.
Do you know what? Like, Copperberg mixed fruits, if it was the same here as it is abroad, it's 5.4% abroad, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah. If it was like that,
only you that know.
I didn't know that.
If it was like that here, it'll be Boss.
Well, I just got back from Thailand, right? And the only thing they had there was either like Chang or San Miguel. And I was thinking, what do I drink here? So I was just on sex on the beach for the whole week. And it was unbelievable. So either that or a Copperberg.
Chang, it's such a throwback to Everton.
No, I thought that. So, yeah, that'd be my choices.
Nice one for coming on.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
No, it is. Nice one, fellas.
Remember to... Oh my God, my voice went there.
Like
and subscribe, and also rate us 5 stars on Spotify if you fancy it.
Or Apple Podcasts or whatever you find your platforms.
It's right, nice one.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
That's Boss, that.